you live in Puerto Rico, it's like 51% of the time or something like that. I forget what the percentage is.
But you just roll the dice?
You don't pay federal taxes.
How do you do that?
Because Puerto Rico, if you claim Puerto Rico as your residence, I'm gonna fuck this up, but Peter Schiff explained it to me. But that's why, like Jake and Logan Paul, they live in Puerto Rico. You don't have to pay taxes.
Do you watch the fight?
I did.
What do you think?
It's a good fight. Jake did a great job.
He's
very talented.
He's big.
Yeah, he's a big fella.
Yeah.
He's a big fella, and, Nate is definitely smaller than him, definitely doesn't hit as hard as him. And Jake has a lot more experience in professional boxing now, for sure. But he's legit. Legit fighter.
I mean, yeah, he looks good. I mean, Nate, I just love watching Nate fight.
He's an animal.
He is amazing. He is like one of my favorites to watch, and I was super pumped to. It came on after the show in Dallas the first night, like 2 nights ago.
They're talking about having an MMA fight, which would be a way different fight.
I want that fight.
Yeah, that's a way different fight.
I want that fight.
That's a way different fight.
I feel like, and I've never been in a combat sport before, but like, it changes everything.
Changes everything.
Like you see Nate kind of getting up against the rope because he wants the chain there. You know?
Right.
Like, because he's getting up against the rope, and I'm like, oh, in MMA or UFC or whatever, you can get up against.
You tie him up.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's totally different.
It's totally different. But Jake is a very good wrestler. He's a great athlete, very good fighter. And I know he's never done an MMA fight before, but if he had one, I think he'd be good at it. I think he'd be good at it just like he's good at boxing. He'd figure it out.
He's built crazy.
Yeah.
Like looking at him since his first fight.
He fucking trains hard.
He's big.
To go 10 rounds like that with Nate constantly coming forward, you got to be in some serious shape. Serious shape. That's also a lot of experience too, because you got to know when to hit the gas and when to back off.
Right.
When you're in you can't just fight full blast for 10 rounds. It's not possible.
I was just doing, so we filmed a movie, a scene in a movie, and I had to go in and do voiceover for the movie, for dubs, and they were telling me to throw fake punches. And I did it for like 10, not even full on for 10 minutes. And I was like, oh my God. I was so fucking sore, and I was sore for the next week. I was like, yo. And then you look at like 20 minutes? Or how long was it? How long are the rounds?
Well, it's 10 3-minute rounds.
10 3-minute rounds.
30 minutes of boxing.
That's insane.
It's insane.
That's insane.
That's hard. That's hard to do. You know what's a great workout? The VR boxing games. Have you ever fucked with any of those?
No, sir.
They're great.
I'm in the metaverse, man.
I'm
playing Among Us in VR.
They're great workouts that are in a game because you actually are boxing the guy. You have these handsets on. The handsets are your gloves. So you actually throw punches and you move away from their punches.
Sure.
And it shows you when you hit them.
And it measures your goggles too, so it knows where your goggles are.
It knows exactly where you're at.
That's cool.
So as your head moves, the punches slip by. You can duck under them and hit them with uppercuts.
So is it like multiplayer?
No, you're single player. You're
I
just
didn't know if
against
you were
the game.
fighting like real people. Because I was like, imagine like, oh fuck, I'm a 12-year-old at my house and I got to box Joe Rogan.